Right, this is just a wee quick follow on. Thanks to one of my editors of my Seal Fan Gives Hope. He also does Up Your Geek, upyourgeekcentral.com. Does his own YouTube channel, and good friend of mine, and he does one hell of a good SEM stuff. Anyway, so he argued the point for us on the page as well about the Comicbook.com. Now I know I spoke about it on a previous one, but I maybe not made myself clear enough. So basically, short story, they done a poll on best movie of 2016, and the poll ended on the 1st of the 9th, 2017. Best comic book movie, Deadpool got about 7%, Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice was at that point 50%, it actually goes up 50%, and Captain America Civil War 17%. Now, everything was basically looking brilliant, and then you get the tweets about from comicbook.com thanking saying thanking the votes and everything else, and then no, actually the final poll was 50%, 17. Right, I can just see it a wee bit down there. That was the final poll. BVS is a winner, but still they claim that Civil War won. They've done a wee blog and stuff, so people were asking, well, wait a minute here, BVS had won the poll, so why are you congratulating Civil War? And then they made up some bill about people were bragging online that they made this film the winner, and people weren't voting, and we had to put critic responses onto it, which is ludicrous. Then why bother do the poll if this was the thing that can happen? The poll was just being nonsense. And then the guy came out who works for him and basically said, he would rather watch 16 films of Marvel films than 3 films of DC. Now that is biased reporting, that's biased journalism. Okay, this is a person that works for the page, so you cannot. So people, as I say, despite this only having 70. In comparison, they began to turn their eyes to Brandon Davis, who's the editor-in-chief of the site, who was the one that said that. Brandon's Twitter account, where he made a very interesting, questionable statement, which can only be interpreted if you ask me. Then he made that statement, and so it then goes on. Now, it's up to you in your judgment, individual. I just expect, but nobody is suing you. However, the same that I do believe that the bias when it comes to publishing articles about a film or polls about movies should be interpreted with a grain of salt, or the facts laid bare as reported. Who's to say that your personal preference that showcased in your tweet? But you personally believe that this is a bias among journalists, definitely, but average people, I honestly would severely that down this. When you see this evidence on the table, making statements, that it's again going back to clickbait. This is, and as I say, clickbait will hit DCU severely because it's got that argumentative side to it, and you have these biased reports from people like Comic Book. But the one hero in this, one of the good heroes, is a guy called Mark Hughes, who I believe he's a reporter from Forbes. He debunked rumours that was mentioned on Smo's report, some sort of screen testing and said it was a mess, and Mark Hughes replied, "Not remotely the word I heard, no idea what the heck the social is, I don't buy it." And Mark Hughes has defended DC, and he's been quite liberal in his reviews, and I'm sure it was the same person that made a big article about critics on social media and the internet, and why films are just getting debunked before the film comes out and before anybody's seen it. I mean, let's face it, critics, unless they're getting chauffeur driven to a cinema, you've got to drive most of these critics to the cinema, treat them, give them prizes and presents, and then of course they're going to come back and say that film was fantastic. You know, they said that about Mission Impossible, the Fourth Protocol, which I thought was and then again you've got the YouTubers that get the boxes. You see them opening the box, and I hated it. I mean, I saw, what was it? Was it John Schnepp's, whatnot, and he gets a box for BVS along with the other guy in Collider. That was it, Collider, or it was either AMC News, and they'd already slated. He was disappointed in BVS, but then again, John Schnepp's put his hand up. Once he's seen the Ultimate, he loved it. Now, was it because of the angry fans that attacked John Schnepp's, or was it the fact that he did love it after BVS? I like to believe that. But again, you see him opening the box of goodies, right? In one of the episodes before, you see him getting the t-shirt on. You saw one of the guys saying, who's going to buy the merchandise? Who's going to wear a t-shirt? Right? Me, for instance, you know. But there you go. You see them opening the box, t-shirt, caps, rings. Don't tell me you're going to go and throw that stuff away. I don't think so. This is why some YouTubers do it, I think. Well, they've got to have something. I turn on my TV and you've got YouTube stars now, on your telly. I don't expect anything from this, but it just dumbfounds me why people feel the need to say probably the opposite of what they actually believe in themselves, just in order to get likes or clicks and everything else. So my word to you is, let's forget the internet exists. Let's forget YouTube exists. Let's go back to where we were once before, where we would just look forward to a film and go and see it. And very rarely did we look in the newspaper to find out what the critics thought of it, because most of the time, when we see 4 or 5 stars, how many times have we came back from that film and went, I wouldn't have given it 4 stars, So, listen, just let's look forward to the DCU films. Let's look forward to the great comics that are coming out, and the Injustice 2 that's coming out, and stay on the positive, and maybe talk to you on the Facebook. Be positive out there, guys. See you later.